Have you ever sat in a quiet room and wondered why life feels so different after 60? Not bad. Not empty. Just different. The house is quieter than it used to be. The phone does not ring as often. The people who once needed you every day now have busy lives of their own. And sometimes, even when everyone says you are doing fine, a small part of you wonders, am I really? Most people talk about aging like it is only about retirement, grandkids, and free time. But they rarely talk about the silence. They rarely talk about waking up with memories instead of plans. They rarely talk about the strange feeling of being surrounded by people, yet still feeling unseen. Maybe you have felt this too. And if you have, this message is not here to make you feel sad. It is here to remind you of something important. Life after 60 is not the end of your story. But it may be the time when you must stop doing a few things that are quietly stealing your peace. Because sometimes, the smallest change after 60 can bring back comfort, meaning, and even joy. The first thing every senior should stop doing after 60 is pretending they are always okay. For many older adults, this becomes a habit. Someone asks, "How are you doing?" And you smile and say, "I'm fine." Even when your knees hurt. Even when you miss someone who is gone. Even when the house feels too quiet. Even when you have been carrying sadness for weeks. You say you are fine because you do not want to bother anyone. You say you are fine because you were raised to be strong. You say you are fine because, for many years, people depended on you. But here is what many seniors discover too late. Strength does not mean hiding everything. Sometimes strength means telling the truth. It means saying, "I have been lonely lately." It means saying, "I could use a call once in a while." It means saying, "I am not having the easiest week." That does not make you weak. That makes you human. And before you ignore this, think about your own life for a moment. How many times have you needed support, but stayed silent because you did not want to seem needy? The people who love you may not always know what you need unless you tell them. So stop pretending everything is okay when it is not. You deserve care too. The second thing to stop doing is carrying every family problem on your shoulders. Many seniors spend their whole lives solving problems. You raised children. You paid bills. You worked long hours. You took care of parents, spouses, neighbors, and friends. You were the person everyone came to. And because of that, it can feel strange to step back. When your adult children argue, you want to fix it. When your grandkids struggle, you want to rescue them. When someone makes a poor choice, you feel responsible. But the real reason is deeper than most people think. Sometimes seniors keep carrying everyone else because they are afraid that if they stop being useful, they will stop being needed. That is a painful thought. But it is not true. Your value is not measured by how many problems you solve. Your worth is not based on how much stress you can carry. You can love your family without becoming the family emergency room. You can give advice without losing sleep every night. You can care deeply and still have boundaries. A good parent does not stop loving. But a wise parent learns when to let grown people live their own lessons. After 60, peace becomes precious. Do not spend all of it trying to control things that are no longer yours to carry. The third thing to stop doing is comparing yourself to who you used to be. This one hurts. Because sometimes you look in the mirror and remember the person you were at 30, 40, or 50. You remember moving faster, working longer, lifting more, doing more. You remember the version of yourself who could run errands all day, cook dinner, clean the house, and still have energy left. And now, some days, even simple things take longer. You may move slower. You may need more rest. You may not feel like going out as much. And a quiet voice inside might say, "I am not who I used to be." But listen carefully. You are not supposed to be who you used to be. You have lived. You have survived things younger people have not even faced yet. You have buried people you loved. You have made hard decisions. You have carried years of work, worry, sacrifice, and hope. Your body may have changed. Your pace may have changed. But your wisdom has grown. Your patience has deepened. Your heart has seen more of life. So stop punishing yourself for aging. Do not talk to yourself like you are broken. Talk to yourself like someone who has made it through many seasons. If you need to rest, rest. If you need to slow down, slow down. A slower life can still be a meaningful life. The fourth thing to stop doing is saying yes when your heart is begging for no. This happens often after 60. A neighbor asks for help. A family member asks for another favor. Someone wants your time, your energy, your money, your attention. And even when you are tired, you say yes. Because you do not want to disappoint anyone. Because you do not want people to think you are selfish. Because you have spent a lifetime being dependable. But here is the part nobody talks about. Every yes you give when you are already empty takes something from you. It takes peace. It takes energy. It takes time you may have needed for yourself. Saying no does not mean you have become cold. It means you finally understand that your life matters too. You can say, I can't do that today. You can say, I need to think about it. You can say, I love you, but I am not able to help this time. At first, it may feel uncomfortable. But over time, you may notice something beautiful. The people who truly respect you will still love you. And the people who only loved what you did for them may finally show you the truth. After 60, you do not need to earn love by exhausting yourself. The fifth thing to stop doing is waiting for someone else to make your days meaningful. This is a quiet trap. You wait for the kids to call. You wait for someone to visit. You wait for a friend to invite you somewhere. You wait for a holiday, a birthday, or a family gathering to feel alive again. And when those moments do not come, the day feels heavier. But what happened next is something many older adults quietly understand. One day, you realize that waiting can become a habit. You are not just waiting for a phone call. You are waiting for life to begin again. And that is where change must happen. Maybe today's joy is not a big vacation. Maybe it is sitting on the porch with coffee. Maybe it is walking through the grocery store and talking kindly to the cashier. Maybe it is calling an old friend instead of waiting to be called. Maybe it is joining a local group, visiting church, going to the library, planting flowers, writing down memories, or making a simple meal you enjoy. Small things are not meaningless. After 60, small things often become the place where peace returns. Do not wait for others to give you a reason to live your day. Create one gentle reason today, then another tomorrow. The sixth thing to stop doing is holding on to old pain like it still has to define you. Some wounds get carried for decades. A child who rarely visits. A marriage that left scars. A friend who betrayed you. A sibling who never apologized. A mistake you still replay in your mind. There are people in their 60s, 70s, and 80s still punishing themselves for something that happened 30 years ago. And maybe nobody sees it. Maybe you laugh at family dinners. Maybe you smile in photos. But inside, there is a room in your heart where old pain still sits. Forgiveness does not mean what happened was okay. It does not mean you forget. It does not mean you invite hurtful people back into your life. Sometimes forgiveness simply means you stop letting the past take today away from you. You may never get the apology you deserve. You may never hear the words you needed. You may never understand why someone treated you that way. But you can still choose peace. Not all at once. Not perfectly. But little by little. You can say, I have carried this long enough. And by the end of this video, you may look at your own life differently. Because maybe the freedom you are waiting for is not coming from someone else changing. Maybe it begins when you stop letting old pain rent space in your heart. The seventh thing every senior should stop doing after 60 is believing your best days are already behind you. This may be the most dangerous one. Not because it is loud, but because it is quiet. It sounds like, "I'm too old for that." It sounds like, "Nobody wants to hear from me." It sounds like, "There is no point starting now." It sounds like, "My time has passed." But let me tell you something with respect and honesty. Your life is not over just because it looks different now. You may not be building the same dreams you had at 25. But you can still build a peaceful morning. You can still build a better relationship with your family. You can still build a friendship. You can still learn something new. You can still laugh until your eyes water. You can still become softer, wiser, braver, and more honest. You can still be the person someone needs to hear from today. There is a grandparent somewhere whose story could save a young person from giving up. There is a lonely neighbor who would feel less invisible if you said hello. There is a family member who may not say it, but still needs your wisdom. And there is still a part of you that deserves to feel alive. Life after 60 is not about chasing youth. It is about finding truth. It is about knowing what matters and letting go of what does not. It is about choosing peace over pride, love over resentment, rest over guilt, honesty over pretending, and meaning over waiting. So stop pretending you are always okay. Stop carrying every family problem. Stop comparing yourself to the person you used to be. Stop saying yes when your heart needs no. Stop waiting for others to make life meaningful. Stop holding on to pain that keeps hurting you. And please, stop believing your best days are gone. Maybe they will not look like the old days. Maybe they will be quieter, slower, simpler. But simple does not mean empty. Quiet does not mean worthless. And aging does not mean disappearing. You are still here. Your story is still here. Your heart is still capable of love, peace, and purpose. And if nobody has told you this lately, let this be the reminder. You still matter. Not because of what you can do for everyone else. Not because of how strong you pretend to be. But because you are a human being who has lived, loved, lost, learned, and kept going. That is not a small thing. That is a powerful thing. If this message touched your heart, subscribe to Senior Life Chronicles. And in the comments, tell us one lesson life taught you after 60. Your story may help someone else feel less alone. And if you know a senior, a parent, a grandparent, a neighbor, or a friend who needs to hear this, share this video with them. Because sometimes, one gentle reminder can bring someone back to hope.